Lucia here from Magiq Atlas. We're really excited to start featuring more content with my service dog Ebbie, especially for service dog handlers researching the best ways to vacation at Disneyland, and even for individuals just curious about service dogs visiting the parks. But before we launch that, I want to host a candid PSA to ensure our audience knows what a service dog is and share some important points as to why only service dogs are allowed at the parks. If you already know all of this, feel free to mute the video and watch some cute shots of my service dog Ebbie at Disneyland. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as the ADA, a service animal is defined as a dog that has been individually trained to do work or perform tasks for an individual with a disability. A task is when a dog is trained to perform a specific action to assist in mitigating the effects of the handler's disability. For instance, a person who uses a wheelchair may have a dog who is trained to pick up items that have been dropped. A person with diabetes may have a dog that is trained to alert when his or her handler's blood sugar reaches dangerously high or low levels, or a person who has epilepsy may have a dog that is trained to detect the onset of a seizure. Service dogs go through extensive training, often up to several years. Contrarily, pet dogs, emotional support dogs, therapy dogs, or comfort dogs are not task trained to mitigate a disability and are not considered service animals under the Americans with Disabilities Act. When I visit the park with my service dog, I often hear groups turn to each other and say, "We should totally bring Fido to the park next time. He's so good with people." Listen, I love that you love Fido, but even though you want to have a great time at the park with him, please, you cannot pass him off as a service dog. It is illegal to pretend that a pet dog is a service dog. It may be tempting to bring along your pup so they don't have to stay home alone all day, but please don't bring your pet to Disney just so you can get a picture of him or her in front of the castle, and don't assume that simply because your dog is nice at home that they'll be fine in public, and don't think that nobody will notice your dog isn't a service dog and that it won't hurt anybody if you bring your pet. Service dogs are trained to be in stimulating environments. For instance, my service dog Ebbie was trained near freight trains and loud movie theaters and busy shopping centers, on military training installations, at water parks, on public transport, in the middle seat of tight planes, and in extremely crowded settings. While service dogs are still animals, and they have their off days, they're incredibly equipped to handle these extreme environments. A pet dog is used to the comforts of home. Even if they're the sweetest dog at home, in a stressful environment such as a theme park, they will be anxious and uncomfortable. It isn't fair to your dog to bring them on a ride like Pirates of the Caribbean and expect they won't be scared. They won't understand what's going on. And for many dogs, an experience with animatronics, loud noises, many smells, drops, twists, and turns will be traumatizing. Regardless of how good your dog's behavior may be at home, in such a stressful environment, they may growl, attack a legitimate service dog, bark at a child, or nip at a cast member. Dogs are animals, and they can be unpredictable. When a pet dog is misbehaving at the parks, this does a great disservice to legitimate service dog handlers. Service dog handlers face a great deal of public discrimination because of prejudices formed by those who witness fraudulent service dogs. I'll admit, all service dogs have their off days. Even Ebbie. They're living beings, not machines. As a service dog handler, we always want to ensure that we correct any bad behavior. But the reality is, oftentimes this behavior is brought on by experiencing fake service dogs. I myself have been attacked by dogs before, and it can be just as traumatizing for my service dog as it is for me. I actually know of handlers that have had to retire their service dog because of an attack from a fake dog. Bringing an untrained dog to the park can distract a legitimate service dog from doing its job and could cause serious consequences that could risk the life of the real service dog handlers. For example, if a pet dog is growling or barking at a service dog and the service dog loses focus, they could miss a blood sugar spike from the handler. If a dog lunges at a mobility service dog team, the handler could fall and get seriously injured. It isn't worth it to risk the safety of others, the emotional well-being of your dog, and it isn't worth hurting the disabled community just to get that picture of Fido in front of the castle. Hey, that's what Photoshop is for, right? Trust me, your dog is safer and happier in their warm bed at home while you and your party enjoy your time at the parks. Again, we love all dogs and we love you guys, but we want to make sure everybody is in the best position to be healthy and happy during their trips to the park. Thanks for watching, and make sure to comment your favorite memory from this attraction. Throw us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for a great big beautiful tomorrow. This is Magiq Atlas, bringing the magic to you.